You are now listening to 15 Minutes of Fame Radio.
Let's go!
You know what I'm saying?
So what do you do as an artist and a league owner? Do you cave to that? Like,
he understands both sides of the coin.
Yeah. You gotta go for me. What I feel like you kind of gotta go for what's best for the business. You know what I mean? Because if somebody moving like that, they obviously not thinking with logic and they don't know. You know what I mean? The other side of it. So you kind of just gotta go with what's best, especially if somebody not being reasonable. You gotta move forward, man.
has he ever been unreasonable? Is hard?
He fights for what he wants.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? I'll give you an example. When him and Ace Amin were going at it, you know what I'm saying? We was going back and forth, tussling on prices, and I tried to get close to the number that I believed that it was worth. He believed that it was worth more, right? But in that instance, we were talking about guys sticking to their guns on certain things. He stuck to his guns, did it himself, and ended up being successful. But he knew he knew what he had, he knew his market, he knew where he was at, he knew what his brand could generate when there wasn't a matchup that didn't have that type of hype. And then he knew that he was battling there, which he rarely does, and then he knew that the other artist was marketed and connected to a big brand that he was also connected to. So it was like between the synergy between his affiliation with us, his success with his own league, and just knowing where the market is, he rolled the dice and was successful. So I applaud it.
Heard he made a lot of money.
Yeah, don't talk about my pockets, man.
I'm sorry.
Come on. Nah, he did good, but
He said, yeah, he did good, but
I don't have a problem with that. You know what I'm saying? Because if you know what you're doing and the timing is right, you should make the play. You know what I'm saying? Like I only get frustrated. Like there'll be certain matches that I want, but I can't make somebody do something. If they don't want to do it, they can't do it. I only get frustrated if you say we doing something and we commit to it, and then once it, and then you just go on and do some other wild shit. But if you like, yo, look, Bees, I got this shit figured out. I'm gonna do it on my shit. I might try to be like, yo, let me buy it for the app. Let me get this. Let me rent it. Let me, you know, and I'll try to work it from there. And they go, but if you're not doing it and you're doing it on your own, do it. You know what I'm saying? Do it. Because, you know, what else, you know, why stop it? You know what I'm saying? If somebody's gonna do it, they're gonna do what they want to do.
because you've been known to stop shit, Beasley.
I've been known to stop shit.
Nah, not known.
That's what you've heard.
Yes, you heard.
I don't stop
Allegations.
anybody.
Accusations.
I don't stop anything. I'm gonna tell you what it is. What happens is, a lot of times people do contracts, they get paid from URL. They accept the contract and they sign it, and we have an agreement. Once we have an agreement and we have a contract and I give you money, we're in an agreement. So then you can't turn around and say, hey, you know what? I think I want to do this now. Of course I'm going to stop, because God never has my money. He doesn't have the money to return to the company, but he wants to do what he wants to do. You know what I mean? So it's like, how is that being unfair? The only thing I can stop legally is if I have paperwork. So the matches that people say, oh, they blocked it or they stopped it, it's because I have a contract with the artist. We have a contractual agreement. So what is the purpose in signing a contract if you're not going to enforce it? The minute that we started charging for events and finding ways to pay artists and stuff like that, it all became a business. You know what I'm saying? It's still a true art, and it's still a gritty feel. And even with the success that we've had, we still touch ground in places like this. Look around this shit, huh? This pan around, showing it's the streets. We went in the gas station. They had pig feet in the jar and all types of shit. And nasty.
Now we the hood.
And,
We the
you know what I'm
hood.
saying? But
We
but
the
you
hood.
still have to get the grind and the grit, because that's what battle rap is. It is grimy into the streets. Really.
Yeah,
you gotta
yeah.
tap out, you gotta pop out. So
That's some smacksman for streets.
yeah, so we're always gonna do that, and we're always gonna keep it as true as we can. But we also understand that in order to expand, there has to be business, and there has to be a structure, and there has to be an understanding between leagues and MCs. And we have to kind of work together, and we have to all be realistic, because sometimes I'm wrong. Sometimes somebody might show me something and say, look, this is why I deserve this, because
Especially when
X,
we
Y,
are.
and Z, and I did this, and I brought out this amount of people, and I did this, and I can look at it, and I can see it, and I can see you pulling up with 45 people in their pen. then it makes sense now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because now I can kind of see you're promoting, you sell the fight, you do the face-offs, you go to the face-off the night before. Those are the things that's how I determine on who to raise up, or who's selling the fight. Those are key things that people have to do and understand.
Good shit, man. I know it's difficult, man. Anytime you got to pay somebody to do something to acquire their services is always a problem. Not always a problem, but it's always difficult for that person to get what they deserve and you making a profit off of what you're paying for. So
Right.
when I get John to go and clean my store, we have those negotiations, and it's always,
That's
it's like,
a filthy ass store.
right. And that's why I said at some point I got to raise his price, raise his pay, because it's a lot of work.
Money right now.
Thank you, Beasley. Thank you.
Give him his bread, yo. And you should take that shit. Just take it.
That's more than what you owe.
More than what you owe.
Consider it a deposit. You get your bag in after the store is clean.
Right. Let me ask you this though: what is the criteria for somebody to get an interview on 15 Minutes of Fame? Like,
The
'cause
criteria?
I'm pretty sure there's guys that come up and be like, "Yo, Uncle Rod, let me get an interview. I've been cooking. I deserve this." How do you decide who to put on your camera and interview?
So for me, I'm really like one person, and sometimes I got people that help me out. So for the most part, I'm one person. So what I do is mostly I tell people I'm a moment guy, right? So I'm at the event, you battled, I'm gonna interview you. Because you're a battler and you come to the event, doesn't mean necessarily I'm gonna interview you. So if you battled that night, I'm gonna interview you. If you're an important person in the culture and there's something going on in the culture and the culture wants to know what's going on, I'm gonna interview you.
Right.
So that type of shit. I'm a moment guy.
What's up, Anwar? Look at that. Get it.
I got to talk to you about some
Post it
business.
up. It's posted up.
I got to talk to you about some. No, finish your interview. So Uncle Rod don't kill me. But as soon as you're done, I got to talk to you about something.
I would never kill you, but I might fuck you up to the point where you wish you was dead.
Damn, huh? Damn.
Never kill you.
Okay.
I would never kill you. I love you, brother.
I understand.
Word,
Finish
man.
your
But
15 Minutes of Fame. Always a pleasure.
E. Beasley, thank you, brother.
Thank you,
15 minutes of fame.
You are now listening to 15 Minutes of Fame Radio.
Let's